Hey, welcome to MAddOG'S After Show. You're along for the ride with Mad Dog and Cole, the feral cheetah. Feral.
250 years of badass, God-inspired speed.
Amen.
I decided to fly through the air and live in the sunlight and enjoy life as much as I could, and that's just what I'm doing.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure? Stay calm.
Whew, what a way to enter America's 250th year, but with those inspiring words from the great American daredevil icon, Mr. Evel Knievel, flying through the air, living in the sunlight, enjoying life, and gosh dang it, God bless America.
God bless America indeed. And of course, if we're being thankful, we have to thank our first responders. We have to thank the brave men and women of our armed forces and the families that surround them. You know, this is something that we don't just say because it's a 250th anniversary of this great country. We've been saying it since episode 1, and we mean it. So can't do this podcast without the brave sacrifices of those men and women, and we can't go any farther without being sure to thank them.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, our eternal thanks to, the families of those that gave all the KIA, MIA, and of course, our veterans. Thank you so much. Deep respect. While we're thanking people, we thank you, Kicker Performance Audio. Thank you, Assault Industries. Thank you, Bomber Eyewear. Thank you, the Premix Podcast, Mr. Cole, making it all happen. Thank you, Shutter and Whirl Media. Thank you, Hey Geeks Marketing. Dude, we're just jumping into this raw. Like we had no BS, no warm up, no nothing. Let's just go.
Let's get into it. First of all, hi. Second of all, great to see you. Third of all, you look great. Fourth of all, those are cool glasses. Fifth of all, that's a cool UV shirt. Sixth of all, I'm glad we're doing this again. Seventh of all, what do you got? How you been?
First, how have you been? You've been traveling too. Second, I moved in very short order. Third, I've been on the road. I think I slept in, I figured it out like 14 different hotels in 21 days or something, 15. I don't know.
Unbelievable.
Something like that. It's crazy. 5, man, I'm blessed. 6, I celebrated America's 250th birthday by standing in a Midwest thunderstorm. No fireworks except for what God made in the sky.
Pretty powerful.
Yeah. 8, I had to drive a Subaru for almost 3 weeks. There, it's out of the closet. That being said, it was cool. 9, Global Rallycross America's hypercars are freaking legit.
They're hypercars?
They are indeed hypercars. We will get there. 10, dude, where you been? Like,
where
11,
have I been?
Oh, wait, 11, 10 should have been. I apologize to our fans and loyal listeners. We ended up, because of our schedules and some other stuff, we ended up taking an extended break. It is great to be back. And I have seen you in person since we recorded last. So
Isn't
what
that
a blessing
nice?
That was.
Wow. Man, how fun was that? I mean, the fact that worked out so well, and we'll get into it. It wasn't the craziest thing, but it was a big deal for me personally.
It's a big deal for me. Yeah, huge.
And to your point, we took a break, but we didn't know we were taking a break. It was
right.
It was like kept fumbling the ball at the 5-yard line, and no fault of our own. But here we are. We're in the end zone. We're talking episode 138.
Woo! Crazy
indeed.
Hard to believe.
Where do you want to start?
Dude, I don't even know. Like, holy cow. Man, I did, what did I do the first week? I think it was of June. Might have been American Flat Track. And then, anyways, I got the call to go to Crandon to the big house.
The big house.
For the brush run. And man, I was super excited because it was the launch of the Global Rallycross America's race series. There's 6 race series, I believe it is, 6 or 8 race series. And they were launching in one of the most iconic short course tracks, facilities in the world ever.
The pride of Wisconsin.
Yeah. So that was super cool. And all that fell into coupling with 2 American flat track races and a lot of driving. The Kicker SEMA Subaru Rally. Around visiting some dealers, spending some time with dealers. And yeah, man, I was in, obviously Arizona, Nevada, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio.
That's impressive.
Missouri.
No, you're not done, but it's still impressive.
And then back home. Yeah. So, yeah, man, it was a epic trip. Unbelievably good, and got to meet some lot of great people and hang out with some friends, and just had a really good time. So yeah, where you been?
Man, where have I been? I'm trying to think the exact date of the last time we recorded together, but my list is not as impressive. I was in Hawaii. I was in Arizona. I was in Nevada. I was in Arizona again. And then this last weekend, I was up in Northern California, which to us Southern Californians, we might as well consider that another state.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So
I've been keeping it south and I've been keeping it west.
That's very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Well, we, with the getting the call to do that trip, we were moving, and my time frame got moved from basically 19 days to about 9 days, 8 days actually. But so with the Viking indisposed working, I ended up moving like crazy to get it all done. I did get it all done, not without some calamities. As you well know, one day taking the grinder and the old trailer, one of the spindles decided to snap off way up at the big end, which everybody I talk to says, I've never seen that before. And I'm like,
that was my next question. Well, thank you for answering that.
I've never seen it before either.
Lorin just out here setting records, huh?
Yeah, man. It just, I don't know. I guess there's probably a flaw in the casting, and it finally caught up with it after, 30 years or whatever. But
yeah, so if you would go into that story just a little bit, I want to hear. So I know this is part one of many, but
right.
what happened with the spindle? I mean, like, where were you when it happened?
Yeah, so we've been living kind of on the west side of the lake. And so, it's about an hour drive around, and I brought the trailer over, fully loaded with the grinder, fully loaded, got that all unloaded. And, but I'm in the habit, because obviously if you follow us, that I had, spindle problem way back when, ended up having to put a whole axle under, the trailer in Springfield, Illinois. Shout out, Jeremy. I appreciate all your hard work that day to get me going.
Shoot, that was like one of the first 10 episodes or something.
Yeah,
It was
it had to be.
early on. Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, I've always been super cautious about maintenance, making sure I'm up to date on everything. And every time I stop when I'm pulling the trailer, my first thing I do is get out and feel of the tires, the wheels, and the lug nuts. Tires, because if you got a tire issue, got a tire going down or something, it'll be hot. Wheel, because I don't know, and just because it's there. And the lug nuts are attached directly to the hub. So if you have a problem with a spindle or a hub, they're going to be hot, right?
Smoking.
So,
yep.
Yeah. So I got over here and did my walk around checking them and noticed the right front was considerably hotter than the other 5. And not so hot I couldn't touch it, but noticeably hotter, like significantly. So I'm like, well, my new neighbor happened to be standing out there, and he said, well, I thought I heard kind of a dragging noise when you were backing up. And I said, well, I better have a look at it. So at one point, I jacked it up, knocked the tire off, and I noticed there's a tiny bit of play, and it'd been, I guess, 2 years, but not that many miles on the bearing service. So I was like, well, I'll just pull it out, check the bearings, reset the preload.
Easy squeezy. Yep.
Yeah, right. Pulled it off. Noticed that part of the retaining clip for the electric brake puck was broken. And it had been right, like when it impacted the drum, when it hits the brake drum like it's supposed to, it wasn't hitting square. And I'm like, well, that must have been what the problem was.
Yeah, scraping, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, I got a new backing plate, brakes, everything. And on a Sunday, from I believe it's called All American Mobile Trailer here in Havasu, and he sold me a backing plate at a normal retail price on a Sunday. So didn't gouge me, nothing. Great guy, super nice guy. It was nice to meet him, and put it all together, packed the bearings, new seal, the whole bit, put it all together, and was like, okay, feels good, should be good. Took off around going to get another load, and somewhere about halfway, I know all the right side tires were there because there's a very sharp corner, and I remember looking in the rearview mirror and seeing all 3 tires. So somewhere in about the last 30 miles of my trip, apparently hit a bump or something, had to travel on a California road, and it was very rough. But the spindle snapped off, and apparently the tire, wheel, brake drum, and majority of the spindle went for a walk out in the desert.
They didn't want to move with you.
Yeah, I never did find it. But it snapped at the big end, which is, at least 2 inches, 2.25 inches.
Yeah, it's got to be.
And it wasn't heat related because the seal, it left the seal behind on the seal surface. And the seal wasn't, it was brand new, and there was no signs of heat whatsoever. It was still had the green paint on it.
Dude, how strange.
Yeah. So yeah, that created a whole nother issue where I ended up having to strap that axle up just to make sure I didn't have any problems. I could no longer carry heavy weight in the trailer. So I loaded a bunch of light stuff. I had a bunch of audio in there. I took several hundred pounds of audio out and added a couple hundred pounds of light stuff, and managed to get myself back around to the house, and pulled up and was just getting ready to unload. And this guy comes pulling up in a Ford Raptor pickup, and it's all like blacked out inside. I can't see anything. And he pulls up almost too close to the door. And I'm like, who the hell is this joker?
Gonna fight my new neighbor.
Yeah. I'm like, what in the world? And Mr. Cole steps out. I'm like,
Trying to brighten your bad day, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it definitely did for sure. I was like, oh, what?
Oh man, that was too funny. That was, yeah, I had been in sort of an unplanned trip to Havasu, sort of a last minute, definitely a last minute ordeal. Went out just for a quick Friday to Sunday, back by Sunday afternoon. And it was like, well, I knew that this was moving weekend, and I kind of had a general idea of the neighborhood you were moving to. And so I'm like, okay, well, let's be sneaky about this. I don't want to just blatantly like tell Lorin, hey, I'm down the street. So shout out to the Viking. I just said, what's your new address? And within seconds I had it back. So the next thing I know, I'm looking on my phone. I go, that's like a 4-minute walk or like a 6-second drive. I have to make a left and a right. So we tried to surprise you the first time. We jumped down there to the new house, the new digs, went and talked to the Viking as she was in the middle of unloading. And she was like, well, he's not here now, but you know, he should be back soon. And at that point I was like, well, I'm supposed to be cooking carne asada right now. So, you know, just give me a heads up when he's here. Sure enough, 15 minutes later, I get a text, he's back. And then I rolled up, and man, I was just so blessed to see you guys, and just blessed I was there to carry one TV in to say I did one thing, you know. So got to see the new layout, got to see the new studio in progress, and man, what a blessing just to see you guys. Wish I could have hung out longer, and we will, but for an unplanned trip, I'm glad we got to see each other.
And the garages.
And multiple garages.
Yes.
Some of us have one. Some of us have a lot.
Some of us have 3. Yeah, super stoked about that. But man, not near as stoked as when you came walking out of that truck. I was just shocked. I was like,
I had to jump out of it. Let's be fair. My little legs.
I wasn't going to say that, but
it was up there. You were leading me to it. I'll take the low hanging fruit.
But yeah, man, what a blessing it was to see you and have you help unload that load, and it definitely picked my spirits up.
Oh, that's good. It was only like 103 by then. It was cooling off.
Yeah, and you know, of course, with the Kicker Razor, the red, white, and blue Razor was on the other side, and I couldn't transport it in the trailer, so I hit up the Podfather, Mr. Jim Beaver himself, Mr. Misadventures, and said, hey, I'm on a misadventure myself and I need help. And he was kind enough to loan me his monstrously heavy duty trophy truck trailer.
Oh, really?
There's so much history that has had not only his trophy truck, but his dad's.
Wow.
Like desert race vehicles. So it's iconic piece of history that I got to tow around, and got the Razor loaded, and I managed to drop a ramp on my left big toe.
Oh my God.
Imagine 8-foot steel ramp, but you
still have the toe, right?
I still have the toe. I still have a toenail. It actually landed. If you can ever be blessed or lucky or whatever, it landed between the toenail and the first knuckle. So it broke it right there. But, you know, it's like, well, and I was leaving. That was on Sunday afternoon, and I didn't take my shoe off till late Sunday night because I didn't want to know.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss sometimes, you know. Yeah,
I have work to do.
And if the sneaker wasn't red, you weren't too worried about it. I mean, maybe it was.
Yeah, but I was leaving like Tuesday afternoon. So like,
There's no time for problems.
no. And I was going on this big trip. So, yeah, man, it was just, managed to get it all over here. And again, props to the Viking because, she's been, while I was gone for 3 weeks, she's been working on trying to get some stuff organized. Obviously, this area is not nearly unpacked or organized yet, but it will get there. And at some point, I intend on actually building a small studio on site as opposed to using the spare room for a studio and office. So, yeah, just, blessed to be in the new place, and it's a little smaller. So trying to figure out where the hell everything goes and what we're doing with everything. But it's a slow process when you're gone, so.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
luckily you got the good support system at home helping you, but yeah, it's not the same as doing it yourself. And that's not to take anything away from either of you. You just had to divide and conquer. And
Yeah.
when it's 106 million degrees outside there in Havasu doing it by yourself, that's not too fun either.
No, it's you know what? I'm thankful that everything is here. So from there, we'll work on it.
I love it.
Yeah, man. And then it was off, flying over to Minneapolis. And dude, I have a beef with Minneapolis. I'm telling you.
Leave Prince out of it. Everything else, go for it.
Yeah, no, nothing to do with Prince. Man, I mean, the dude was an icon, totally gifted, amazing guy. Yeah, no, I had to take an Uber from Lyft. I don't support Uber. I use Lyft.
I'm a Lyft man myself.
Yeah, so I took a Lyft from the airport to the hotel to meet the engineering team I was meeting, and from Kicker, and it was I think 9-minute ride, 13-minute ride or something, like less than 15 minutes, right? $41.
Ooh. Ow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Now it was
God
4:45 in the afternoon or 5 o'clock, but
there's still price gouging.
yeah, definitely.
God dang, $40.
Yeah. Now that being said, the guy was super nice. He was great. Car was super clean. That was all cool, but $40.
Man, I splurged an extra $2 on the XL this weekend to make it $13, and I thought I thought David Ramsey was going to come through the screen at me, but yeah. $40, dude. Ouch.
Sometimes it's worth doing the XL.
It is, yeah, I think so.
Or the black.
And they know it, yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the SEMAs that we were at, Viking and I wasn't working with the Kicker team. I was there as a ambassador, and so they put us up and everything. But we took the lift to the convention center every day, and I just use Lyft Black or whatever. They're the nicer cars. They were much faster. It was a much more quality car. You're not riding in a Prius with someone that doesn't speak English, that probably doesn't have a driver's license and doesn't understand English, which I have been in Vegas. It is frightening. Almost died 4 times. So at that point, and of course at SEMA, they jack the prices up on you.
Oh, right, of course,
they get you. But no, yeah, it was, $40.
Ouch.
Yeah. I was like, wow.
And you're in Minneapolis.
Welcome to Minnesota. I'm like, I know it's like, I have a lot of good friends that live there, but good luck.
To be
Ain't
fair,
gonna
I'm
be
sure
me.
if you got outside the big cities, I'm sure the rest of it is Americana. It's
Oh, yeah.
just those big cities are a big problem.
Well, and that's Illinois. That's a prime example
Yeah,
of
right. Yep.
Illinois.
Yep.
And we'll get there. But yeah, man, met the guys, Peter and Jimmo, and we headed out the next morning to Crandon to the big
Amazing.
house. It was epic. It was my first time ever meeting Andrea. Well, not meeting Andreas. I met Andreas Eriksson, who's the principal of Global Rallycross at SEMA. I met his business partner there
Oh, cool.
at Crandon, and man, dude, like, talk about a first class setup.
Good.
You know, there weren't. I mean, the FC2 cars, the lower class cars, if you supposedly, although they're still like 600 horsepower turbocharged all-wheel drive rally cars, right? They had all those set up in their own pits on one side of the paved road, literally right off of the racetrack. I mean, incredible positioning. And of course, the hypercars, the FC2s, they have two semis. Well, they had more than two, but they have two that have these big, giant, like curved top awnings that are white walls, and they have 5 pits, 5 garages in under each one.
Really?
It was very Formula One-ish.
That's cool. Okay.
It was a big step up from a lot of stuff I've done before.
So looked good for potential business partners, a good look at the sport.
Sure.
Cool.
Very professional, and the it was just incredible. I mean, for me, like a motorhead, at this point, I don't care that they're electric at this point. I'm just looking at the pits and how they're set up, and the paddock, I should say. And I mean, there's 10 hypercars, right? And they're just, I mean, everybody has a garage. Pretty much every team has 2 cars, and so they're all garaged together, and and the technology behind all of it, the setup, it's just super cool. I mean, they had coolant exchange because the hypercars are all electric, folks. Not gonna pull any punches on that. They are 1,100 horsepower, 800 foot-pounds of torque, 3-speed sequential transmission, all-wheel drive, electric monsters.
It's a K1 go-kart juice to the max.
Yes. Yeah. I believe they're 880 volts.
That's a lot of volts.
That's a lot of volts.
That's some big cables.
Yeah.
Don't cut. Yeah.
And they have like 24 inches of suspension travel.
Yeah, I didn't even want to guess. I knew it had to be something big because how they fly those cars, but
yeah, and they're technically, like, Crandon was big jumps for them, especially the Europeans, which there was 7 of the racers were from Europe. There were 3 from the U.S. or 2 from the U.S. Brad DeBerti was one, and got to talk to him for a couple of minutes. He, unfortunately, in the first heat, had an issue and ended up bending the frame on the car beyond being able to fix it.
wow.
Yeah. So, but these cars, so everybody's probably wondering, okay, how does this all, like, what are you doing there with kicker? So electric cars sound boring. Electric race cars by sound are boring. The end. I don't care if it's electric Indy cars, electric rally cars.
It's just rubber on gravel. It's all you hear.
And electric
whining.
Motorcycles with no sound sucks. The end. Right? So Global Rallycross partnered with Kicker to develop through a Borla integration box external audio for the cars, and it's actually quite brilliant. I call Peter the Great. He's been the main engineer on this project for over 2 years.
Wow.
Amazing kid, great guy. I shouldn't call him a kid, but he's kind of a kid. But he's a great guy. We spent a lot of time together, and I enjoyed every minute of it. And I learned a lot from him also in troubleshooting and some of that stuff. So what they've done is they've developed basically through this Borla canvas integration or electronics control integrations box. They have digitized the sound of the electric motor, put it at all ranges, frequencies, all that, right? Put it into this Borla box, which takes signal from the wheel speed sensor, the motor, not engine, motor speed sensor, and the throttle position sensor, and basically in real time emulates the sound of the electric motor in real time. So like if they're pedaling the throttle, or they're wide open throttle, or they're at idle, or they're shifting or whatever. Now where Kicker comes in, that box feeds into a Kicker Warhorse amp, which is their premium competition series amplifier. And in essence, the sound is amplified like 2,000 times.
Oh, what a trip.
So it comes out to 8 speakers, and Peter has developed enclosures, if you will, that mount within the roll cage of the vehicle. So within the safe space of the vehicle, and there is 6 9-inch of Kicker's competition series ST speakers and 2 7-inch. The 7-inch are mounted inside the front fender wells, pointing out. So they're getting the snot kicked out of them and doing just fine. He's developed grills and all that. And the others are in these enclosures. And then, of course, he has to build an integration harness for everything, plus harness from the amplifier out to the speakers. Well, through that whole process, the external noise of the vehicle, externally, it makes just a tick over 120 decibels.
That's loud.
That's loud.
That ain't quiet.
No, it sounds, go to YouTube and check it out. Go on Instagram, find the global, I think it's called Rallyx.official, and check it out. The sound is unbelievable, and it actually drags you into liking it because, yes, it's electric, but you can hear the electric motor scream.
I'm open-minded to it.
Yeah, I'm actually a fan now. Believe it or not. Like you said,
you got to do something, and of course, I'm going to fully support anything that Kicker wants to do like that. I'm looking this up right now because you sent me some really really cool behind the scenes photos. But yeah, I'm going to have to watch the crane in action. Now I'm more than curious now.
yeah. And if you really want to see something cool, go to the Kicker Instagram at Kicker Audio and check out their most recent video of Timmy Hansen, who on day 2 was trying to make an inside move and bounced off the big tire at this protecting the start finish, which kicked him a little bit to the right, and he ran up on the left rear tire of Kevin Erickson in the Kicker car, and it just slowly turned Timmy's car up on its side and over, and it landed and rolled, I believe, 3.5 times quite violently.
Oof.
Keep in mind, they're 3,200 pounds.
Yeah, I was going to say, definitely not going to be light, right?
No. Miraculously, Timmy walked away no problem. I talked to him that night, and he was fine. Said he's going to be sore the next day.
I'd imagine.
But as they found out in Eldora, which I'll get to in a minute, all the audio survived. Yeah.
Whoever doubted.
Yeah.
I'm currently looking at broken windshields on this highlight reel, but the speakers were perfect.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I mean, they had to strip that car down, and the engineering behind those cars is amazing. You can actually unbolt the main cage from the frame chassis assembly. But they had to strip that car down to the pan and battery and reassemble it. So they loaded cars Monday in Wisconsin, hauled to Eldora in Ohio.
Just going iconic to iconic tracks, are we?
Yeah, right. And I ended up going down there Thursday, and they were still assembling Timmy's car, but they had the cage back on. They had all the audio back in it. The only damage, anything audio-wise that happened, and not really related to audio, but the bracket for the amplifier bent over from the G-forces, from the weight, because it's a 90-degree mount.
Yeah, so it's just sitting there as they're doing the big weight transfers, and over the weekend it just started.
It just bent it over. And they didn't even like replace it. They just straightened the amp bracket.
Dude, what a trip. What a trip.
It's amazing. Yeah. And then he went out and just set fast time and won at Eldora after, basically destroying the car. So that was super rad. And yeah, man, it was really cool. I got to
part of history. You were there.
Yeah.
You're on deck.
Yeah, dude, it was great. I got to, it wasn't a lot of help as Peter went through and got basically the cars were all brand new, all freshly built, with the exception of a couple or freshly assembled or rebuilt. And they had all put audio in, but, some of the teams didn't have harnesses hooked up right. Some of them didn't have speakers hooked up. And there was just a few things. So I got to help Peter go through all those and get all 10 cars making noise, and it
Very
was,
nice.
yeah. And then I got to be the accelerator presser guy while he was tuning the amplifiers.
Oh, how funny.
So, that was kind of cool too.
You're kind of a test driver, technically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. It was kind of cool. Cars are all body, doors, internal panels, all carbon fiber.
Wow. You would think they would want to go cheapest as possible, but I guess if they're not going to allegedly beat him up like a Pro 4 or Pro 2 truck.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're basically about a $500,000 program each.
Gosh dang. Well, maybe not this year, but we'll look into 2028 then.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure I could have got a ride in one had I asked, but I was busy working actually. So
Could have hunted him down in the Subaru.
yeah,
About that.
it's a little tiny motor with a CVT.
You think Colin McRae would ever complained?
Yes.
Yeah, he would have. Definitely. CVTs
Yeah,
are horrible.
definitely. 100%.
But dude, this series has to survive, man. We, as Americans, we've just gone through a lot the last 10 years with Rallycross series.
Yep.
Ziz, and had a lot of big promoters behind it, a lot of big money. And we just need a series here to stay. So
right. And
stay.
the encouraging factor behind that is Global Rallycross has been running very successfully in Europe for several years. So Andreas and Kirk have a good working business model. They have not run the hypercars in Europe yet.
Interesting.
I did say yet. So
to be continued, ... We will see.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, and then to be able to do it at Crandon during their brush run, there's kind of summer kickoff, if you will.
Which is still packed to the gills. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, I mean, it was nothing like Crandon over Labor Day, but they estimated 20,000 people.
Wow, that's pretty good.
And so, sadly, they got qualifying, practice and qualifying in. They got practice in Friday. They got practice and qualifying, I think, 1 or 2 heat races in Saturday. And then we got rain and rain and rain and rain. And it just got too wet for those cars. They run on a hybrid Yokohama slick.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So it's got grooves in it, but it's designed to stand up to pavement, to have traction on pavement and dirt.
Like, packed in dirt. Yeah.
Right.
Some blue groove. Yeah.
And the European guys are not used to dirt like Crandon. I mean, that has rocks. That's the other thing. They're not used to jumps like Crandon.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure there's some sore ass bones the next day.
Well, what was funny was some of the American guys were just fast as could be, right? Fast as fuck for 2 or 3 laps, but they were hucking it huge off the jumps and rolling tires off the beads or blowing tires or,
Dude, how funny to talk about saving equipment in short course in this day and age,
Right.
It's usually the last thing you think about. How funny.
Yeah. So anyways, but there was a lot of fans out there for that. And then, of course, everybody stuck around because they still ran the Pro 2s and Pro 4s later that day when they were able to get the water off the track. Like the sun came back out, but by then all the outside of the corners were mud. There was standing water in places. Well, Pro 2, Pro 4, you get a little bit of the water squeezed out. They don't really care at that point, right? So,
yeah.
So the Rallycross series said, well, we're going to do both races Sunday. So instead of starting at whatever they were going to start at, noon or 1, we're going to start at 7:30 or 8 o'clock. Yeah, Sunday morning. I'm like, oh, man, I will give credit to the Crandon fans. There was probably by 7:30 in the morning when they got everybody got, I think, 3 practice laps.
Okay.
Before they went to racing. Maybe it was only 2 on the track because the track was completely different, right? because it'd been soaked and the big trucks had run on it the night before and everything. There was probably still 1,500 people
Nice.
out there at 7:30 in the morning watching the Rallycross series cars.
I love to hear it.
It was great.
Good.
And as they got into the program, more people showed up and more people showed up and more people showed up. And by the time they got to the second race, the grass all along the long stretch into Crandon Corner, or whatever they call the uphill left-hander, was packed. I mean,
Good.
yeah, just lawn chairs. People left, like, staked down their lawn chairs overnight.
I love the commitment.
It was rad. It was rad, and it was great to see. You know, it was easy to forget because of the experience that this team has behind Rallycross. It was easy to forget it was their first event on American soil.
That's wild. That's a huge compliment. Yeah. That means a lot.
Yeah. So, dude, and then they literally, like you said, one iconic track to another one, Tony Stewart's Eldora the next weekend, right?
Yeah.
So
Watching
go ahead.
No, I'm watching highlights of it right now, and I just got to say it's funny for a track that's so pristine and such a world legendary a dirt track. Now to just go throw out these cars and go, okay, here's all the track prep you've ever done, and it's gone.
Yeah. And they ran they run half of Eldora, I think. I didn't get to see any of that. I was at American Flat Track.
It's interesting. So they take off, they do a full lap on the dirt, which is sick. So they're doing full turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4 wide open. And then the second lap they come in on the back straight, you have a little joker chicane through the infield, and then you come back on in 4. So it's interesting. You basically do a unique first lap, and then everything after that is the same, but pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Tight. It was short and tight through the infield.
Yeah. Oh, very much. Yeah. There's no way there'd be passing. Yeah. It's really tight.
But watching those guys at Crandon was huge for them, right? Big track. But watching those guys, like you had 6-time world rally champions there, you had, girls and guys from everywhere that were all basically in some discipline of rally previous champion.
Yeah, no slow pokes.
No. And they're just masters when you watch them like set up and back it into a corner. And you got to keep in mind, like the hypercars, they're working with 1,100 horsepower and 800 foot-pounds of torque. Torque is available like 2 RPM.
Yeah, and you gotta. I don't know what their traction control is, but I imagine it's hard to keep 1,100 horsepower, 800 pounds of torque at 0 RPM underneath you on a semi-slick tire.
Yeah. They just it was just impressive. It was like art, I was watching Oliver Erickson, Kevin Erickson. Their dad actually is the principal, is Andreas, that runs the series, a part owner of the series. Super amazing family, and those guys were. It was great for me. I'm in this paddock with 99.5% of the people that don't speak English.
Yeah, right.
Maybe 99%. Erickson spoke English, but, I met this guy. He's like 7 feet tall, and he's from, I think he was from Latvia.
Okay.
He was an engineer, a
wow.
mechanic. He wasn't the chief engineer for one team, but he was the chief mechanic. And he didn't speak great English, but him and I got along great. We were
maybe that's why,
His name I said, man, I can't. He goes, Yatis. I'm like, Yatis.
With a J?
How do you spell
Giannis?
that? And I
Yeah.
get my phone out, and he's like, yay. I'm like,
Yeah, well,
J? He's like, no,
yay.
yay. I'm like, G. He's like, yeah.
Oh, my
So
gosh.
it's Gatis.
Yeah, Yatis. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
It was
Yatis from
super
Latvia.
cool.
Shout out.
And, the Reinbold team, it's, what is it? They field an IndyCar every year. And I'm going to have to look it up because I can't remember the first part, and I should. Dryer Reinbold Racing.
Okay.
Super nice guys, great guys, based out of Indianapolis. But their chief engineer was from Norway.
Interesting.
Yeah. But their lead mechanic was American. And the chief engineer's name was Yuri. And the mechanic's name was Jake. But pretty much everybody else on the team was European. So they all called him Yake.
Oh, that's funny. I like that.
It was just hilarious.
Yake.
But made a lot of great friendships, great people,
Cool, man.
Anyways, man, I'm dragging. So
Oh, you're good. No.
I need to get moving on this. So what happened at Crandon with racing every race Sunday, even though the speakers all worked, a few of them didn't take well to getting hit with rocks at 80 miles an hour.
Fair enough.
And so there's a few that needed changed by the time they got to Crandon, or to Eldora. Well, I made a road trip out of Crandon or Rhinelander, Wisconsin, down through Illinois and then across Illinois, with a stop in this really cool Route 66 town called Pontiac, Illinois.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And so anyway, over to Fort Wayne, Indiana, where I spent the entire afternoon with a really cool kicker dealer, D&B Sales over there in Fort Wayne. Brandon, what's up, buddy? Great guy. Yeah, I had a great visit. And then on down to Lima for American Flat Track doubleheader at the legendary Half Mile. Well, I realized while I'm in Lima at the dealer there for the day, I'm like, it seems like Eldora's in Ohio also. I wonder where it's at. So I looked it up. Well, lo and behold, I was only an hour away.
Really? Rossburg's that close?
Yeah. So I hit the crew up and I'm like, hey, do you want to reach out to those guys? And, normally I spend Thursday doing setup at the racetrack for American Flat Track, Thursday or Friday if it's a one day, but Thursday if it's a doubleheader. I was like, you want to hit those guys up? If they need help with the audio, I can run down Thursday morning and try and get that knocked out, get them helped, and then run back up and set up till it gets dark or whatever, whatever it takes. And so the resounding yes came in, and I was like, all right, well, I need to be there early because I got a lot of work to do this day. So when do you guys get there? And they said, we'd be here by 9 or so. We'll be up and running. I'm like, all right. So I got down there and hooked up with the Ericssons, and they got me some tools. Nice. And I swapped out all the speakers that needed swapped out, checked everything. Even found, like, I had one of the chief engineers. He's like, hey, Mr. Kicker, which was kind of funny.
Yep.
He's like, the harness on the right rear speaker pod on this car is too short, and when the car flexes, it unplugs.
Oh,
So I went over and looked at it, and I'm like, well, can you cut the zip tie and get any more length? He's like, I tried that. So I went in and found some old harness from another old harness, and they set me up, like I said, world-class paddock, right?
nice.
So he takes me in the trailer, and he's like, all this cabinet is electrical. Here's tape, and each one, it's full, like it's like a NASCAR support truck. I mean, the drawer, all locking drawers. It's like, this is tape and shrink wrap. This is this is high voltage stuff. This is high voltage tools. Here's regular electrical tools. Here's electrical connectors in high voltage. Here's electrical connectors in 12 volt. And just help yourself. Use whatever you need. I'm like, well,
Okay.
sweet. So I found some speaker wire from another old harness, and was able to make. I'm like, well, I better look at all the cars just to make sure.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah, at that point. Yep.
Yeah. So I found another one that also had the same harness, which basically were probably the first two prototypes. So I was able to make like two 8-inch jumpers, right? Get them plugged in, taped up, resecured. Everybody's happy. Get out of there. Get back to Lima. So, but it was really cool to be in the paddock, literally hands-on, tools, getting dirty, working. It was rad, dude.
Part of history in the mix.
At Eldora.
Yeah, so sick. Yeah, I mean, that's so funny to go to have Crandon, Eldora, and Lima all in one conversation.
Right.
It's like,
and DuQuoin, Magic Mile.
Yeah. It's like people bucket list to go to these things one time, and then you were at all three in 1 week.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was just, it was insane. It's, just so blessed, so lucky,
That's awesome,
fortunate.
Dude.
And it was cool to be able to help them out. They're super
course.
great people. And
Mr. Kicker.
and they were very grateful for the help. And then I got back up to Lima, to American Flat Track. And as soon as I got my feet on the ground there and figured out what I was going to do for a setup, where I was going to be, it started pouring and thunder and lightning. And I waited 2 hours, and I'm like, I'm not setting up in a mud puddle.
This is not good.
Yeah, so called it night, went in hella early the next morning and got everything set up. But, it was some epic racing at Lima. The first night, the crowd was a little soft, but second night, amazing crowd.
Good.
Huge crowd.
Good.
And unfortunately, during the first pro heats, there's a horrific crash in the second Super Twins heat involving 4 bikes. Sadly, national number 62, Dan Bromley, lost his life. Definitely a sombering moment. And maybe for, they, after about a 2 hour, just over 2 hour delay, they had a riders meeting. AFT and AMA had a riders meeting. AMA Pro Racing had a riders meeting with the riders, and they voted majority to go back racing because that's what Dan would have wanted. And they did. But, man, I kind of had the wind out of my sails at that point and just packed it up and called it a night. It's part of the sport, and, these guys, I talked to several riders when I was in DuQuoin. And, you know, the thing is, they're like, we know, like, we're putting it on the line. And, I mean, they're running that half mile. They were going into turn 1 and turn 3 at like 70 plus miles an hour, dude. So, you know, when you're in a pack, especially early on, when you're in a pack and someone's bike fails and goes down, there's nothing you can do. So, you know, just let it be a lesson to all of us to definitely be thankful for every day we have and look at it as a blessing for sure. And, you know, from there, I took Sunday morning, took a little reset time, went down to this big lake. I think it's actually called Grand Lake, Ohio. And there's a cool old town right there, also right on the lake shore. And I just sat down there by the lake and, you know, kind of cleared my head for a couple hours and found this little coffee shop. The girls in there were amazing.
Nice.
Had a cup of coffee and a cinnamon roll and just looked up and down Main Street at these iconic old buildings, you know.
Just Ohio Americana.
Like, yeah, it was just wow, you know. And yeah, man, from there it was on the road. I went to basically around Indianapolis. I stopped in West Indy at a kicker dealer there, and we got to visit and spent a lot of time there, and more than I planned. I planned on getting out early enough. They were about a mile from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a mile. And I visited so long that I had to get going and didn't have time to go to the speedway. So
next
hopefully
year, man.
some
next year.
other time.
It's funny you say that. I was just seeing something online, a reel of like there's a new Jeff Gordon exhibit in town, but I'm like, I had no idea that museum even existed. And now I'm like, now I have FOMO. So I'm with you on this. Yeah. I'm hoping you get to go next year or something.
Yeah. Well, and the cool thing is anytime I get to Indy, you know, Andy from Dreyer and Reinbold is like, dude, you got to come by our race shop.
Oh, man.
And
can you imagine?
I didn't reach out to him because I knew they were just wrapping up from Eldora and whatnot. So I didn't reach out to him. I did take a picture of their BMW dealership as I drove by and sent it to him. I'm like, next time, buddy.
Yeah, something's got to pay the bills.
Yep. So, you know, that was cool. And then was able to do some run over to Litchfield, Illinois, which if you go back to whatever episode it was in the very first few episodes, that is where I discovered that I needed an axle for my trailer.
Yeah, early. That's got to be top, man, I would think top 10, first 10 episodes.
Yeah, for sure. So I went over there because they have to do some social media for Kicker and see a couple of the American flat track guys. And honestly, they have like 18 miles stretch of original Route 66 that you can drive. And so I did that because it's America's 250th, but it's Route 66's 100th.
Oh, cool. I had no idea.
Yeah, and I'm kind of a fan, so
well documented.
You know, yeah. So that was kind of cool. And then, dude, it was on to DuQuoin, right, for the Magic Mile on the 4th of July, on America's birthday. Attendance was so-so, which is kind of expected. I mean, I don't know why you would have a race, especially an evening race of any kind, on the 4th of July.
Yeah, I guess it could go both ways, huh?
Yeah, everybody's barbecuing. Everybody wants to be with their family. There was still decent attendance. It wasn't great. They got all the qualifying in, all the practice in. They, right before opening ceremonies, it started to, right about the time they were lining up for Dan Bromley Memorial Lap, it started to sprinkle a little bit. And as soon as everybody got out on track, it stopped. And a little spurt of sun came out. And as soon as they got off track and they started opening ceremonies, it started pouring. So they got rained out. We raced Sunday. On the Memorial Lap, it was pretty cool to see literally like everybody out there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, bike chiefs, team owners, family, friends, they're all on Groms and PW50s and, Honda 50s and
Coleman's and whatever
had two wheels, and every racer from the paddock went out too, and they did a backwards lap.
Oh, really?
Of the mile, yeah, the entire group.
Wow.
In single file. It was amazing.
And we should be so lucky someday, huh?
Right? I'm telling you. So, yeah, and then we got rained out. So I spent my 4th of July packing all that up, packing everything down in a pouring rainstorm as fast as possible, and then helping AFT Merchandise get their stuff packed down as fast as possible. So I was wearing my red, white, and blue kicker rash guard, UV shirt, and it was stuck to me like a second piece of skin. I was so wet. Even my wallet was wet in my shorts. Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, I had squishies in my shoes.
Maybe that'll be the episode title.
Right?
Squishies, it's either squishies or the shoes or leave prints out of this.
Yeah. It was, so yeah, man, it was,
wow, what a trip, man. Literally, what a trip. Not a California trip. Yeah, what a trip, man.
They ran Sunday, or they were going to Sunday morning, and I went in for 4 hours, kind of post the Subaru up, a little setup. I was probably there 4 hours or so.
Okay.
And they still hadn't gotten to racing. They were still running vehicles trying to squeeze the water out of the track. And I, unfortunately, had a 4 hour, just a little touch over a 4 hour drive to Jefferson City, Missouri, to hand the Subaru off to a regional rep that would take it out in the field. Mm-hmm. And I would fly home the next morning. So I was like, unfortunately, I got to go. Packed and wrapped everything up and hit the road and drove through some pretty significant Midwest squalls.
Jeez.
Fortunately, they were short, but some of them had us down to 35 and 40 miles an hour on the interstate due to visibility. But yeah, man, exceptional trip.
Good. Well, I'm glad you're home safe, and yeah. Sorry about the weather and all the other outside factors, but man, overall, what a trip, man.
Right. What an adventure.
That's impressive. I'm glad to have you home. I don't know how you feel about being home, but I'm glad you get shelter for a few days and get to repack your bags and get ready for the next one.
Yeah, I think I've got about 8 days. So
okay, that's pretty long for you.
Yeah, it took pretty good reset, and got a couple of projects I need to do, and then off to Grand Junction, Colorado, for Kicker Monster Truck Nationals during the Grand Junction Fair.
Yeehaw.
So Should be a good time.
That's
Yeah.
exciting. That's fun.
Yeah. And at some point, I'll be out your way at the Kicker Monster Truck Nationals at the Orange County Fair.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Back in the hood.
I'm stoked for that.
Yeah, man. That'll be fun.
So, yeah, I got some good stuff coming up, bro. And look forward to seeing you soon.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get, hopefully, another recording in early next week for our fans. So we'll have something start getting back on this and getting things happening. Yeah, I would. Sorry about that, man. Man, oh man. Woo. I do want to give a special shout out to one of the electrical engineers for one of the race teams, Matthias. He was the first one to figure out how to plug his phone into the amplifier and play music through the speakers in the paddock.
That is classic Matthias, dude.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, his choice was some kind of Scandinavian folk music. And somebody from one of the other teams didn't care for it. And as soon as he left, his patch cord went missing.
Oh, no. I wonder how that happened.
Yeah. But to back it all up, if you go to Leah Block's Instagram, you'll see a video of her talking or basically she's playing Come On Barbie, Let's Go Party.
Oh, that's funny.
Through the Kicker audio in her hypercar at Eldora.
That's classic.
And that is a keeper right there.
Yeah, she's fun.
Yeah. So great kid. I met a lot of people I knew that were there. Of course, the Podfather Beaver is the voice of Rallycross globally.
And he is all over the YouTube, so you will not miss him.
Right. And Tiffany Stone, T Stone, was there working with him at Crandon. So that was really cool. And of course, Banksy, got to meet him. And there's just a lot of DeBerti. There's just a lot of incredible talent that I got to meet, I got to visit with. Timmy Hansen, you are a beast, dude, and your team is amazing. Other than that, dude, I think we just need to start working on signing off. What you got? You got a race coming, don't you?
Boy, I got a race coming here in about 12 hours. The action starts. So yeah. This weekend is the weekend at Glen Helen Freedom Cup. So in quick summary, it's the desert racing series we've been doing this year, but it's a little different. The track this weekend is essentially two motocross tracks linked together by an off-road short course track. So I got to be honest with you, Lorin. It's like I've gone to this race a couple times as a spectator, and I love it because of the carnage and just the jump heights and just the short courseness. And now I got to say, God dang, I have a giant plate of humble pie in front of me as my friend and my driver goes out there. And let's just pray to keep the equipment together. Let's keep the driver together. Let's not physically overheat. It's going to be in the nice hundreds there in the Glen Helen Valley. So it'll be fun. It's going to be hot. It's going to be full of action, and just pray for our safety.
Yeah, 100%, man, for sure. Dude, that's exciting.
Yeah, boy, is it? Yeah.
But yeah, that's quite the turnaround, isn't it? You're like, okay, well, let's just hope we don't have carnage. And as a fan, you're like, man, there's going to be so much carnage. Yeah.
I'm fine with the carnage as long as we're not in it. So
right, there you go.
That is the plan.
Actually, if any of the guys ahead of you suffer carnage, even better.
Hey, it happens. It's going to be a big class turnout. So
yeah, yep. Well, your driver is a very mindful, controlled driver.
Very much so. Yep.
He's like those European rally champions. He's an artist in his own field, you know.
Yeah, he's a motorcycle guy first, right? He's a motorcycle guy holding a steering wheel. So
Right. That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wish you guys all the luck.
Thank you.
With that, man, we're running long. So
Let's land this plane, baby.
land her, bring her in. We are going to be sure and thank our incredible partners and sponsors, Kicker Performance Audio, for all your audio needs, anything, boats, trucks, cars, motorcycles, whatever you need. Look them up, kicker.com. Find them on Instagram at Kicker Audio, Facebook Kicker, and their TV show, Kicker Unmasked Live, every other Tuesday night, 7:30 Central, on all their social channels. Of course, Bomber Eyewear, Bomber Safety Eyewear, Bomber Floating Eyewear, Bomber Badass Eyewear for all your needs. Whether it's safety glasses and you want to be stylish and be the cool guy, or you want to be the dork wearing the ones that the company supplies, get yourself a pair of Bombers. Be cool. Be Mad Dog cool.
Wow.
Yeah. BomberEyewear.com or on Instagram at Bomber Eyewear. You had something there. Go.
No, go ahead. Nope.
Go.
We're fine. Use code MAddOG20 at checkout.
Oh, thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Yes. MAddOG20 at checkout. Let them know we sent you. Of course, Assault Industries, Assault Offroad, Assault UTV for all your premium off-road accessories and needs, from tools to apparel to door bags, windshields, arms, whatever you need. Hit them up on Instagram at AssaultUTV or on the web, assaultind.com. They're a super ATV partner. Also, Cole, the Premix Podcast, couldn't do it without you, bro. Turning the twisties and knobbing the knobbies and whatever you're doing over there to make the magic. Thank you so much.
Wouldn't do it without you.
Appreciate it. Of course, Shutter and World Media, man, handling all of our video production and final audio production needs, and just killing it nonstop. She's been doing some cool stuff. She just did a commercial for Pro Speed Off-Road for their AK truck, the Asphalt Killer truck, available at select Ford dealers. Check out their social media. She's been doing a bunch of video work for them. And, of course, Hey Keeks Marketing, handling all our social media templates, helping us out on the website, which is still a work in progress. Unfortunately, I am slow to get information that is needed and things that are needed. It's on me 100%. But check her out, Hey Keeks. You can find her online, heykeeks.com, or on Instagram at Hey Keeks Marketing. Shutter and Whirl you find on Instagram at Shutter and Whirl Media. And man, also want to give a special shout out to my bud over across the pond, Carl, Nikki. Hope you guys are doing well. Much love. He got to be a judge at a bike night the other night. And
all right.
the bike, he sent me a picture of the bike he picked, and it's absolutely gorgeous. He's got great eye for bikes. And, another special shout out to our buddy Crazy Watson, who has officially started his own off-road business. And I don't have the name of that right in front of me, but he's got the website going through, I think Hey Keeks is actually helping him out there.
Oh, there you go. A little B2B.
Yeah, right. And, he's got a lot going on. So,
boy, does he. And we're excited to be part of it any way we can.
Yes, absolutely. With all that, man, happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday, America.
250 years of bald eagles and beer and freedom. Amen. Cole, what you got?
Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite streaming platform. I almost lost it there halfway through the sentence. Welcome home. I'm excited for your next adventure coming up. God bless America. God bless our troops. Happy 250. I'm signing off.
Great. That was perfect, dude. Yeah, absolutely. God bless America. God bless our troops. God bless our first responders. God bless you, our loyal listeners. God bless the Bromley family. Godspeed. Race in peace. Dan Bromley, 62.